Welcome to lesson 14. There is one scale which appears on the Trinity College syllabus at grade 1, which features later on the syllabuses of London College and ABRSM. Indeed, this scale appears on ABRSM as late as grade 3. This is the contrary motion chromatic scale beginning on D. To prepare properly for it, I'm first going to show you how to do hands-separate chromatic scales beginning on D, starting with the right hand. This is what it sounds like. And this is what it looks like printed in most books of scales. And here it is again with my version of fingering, using code words and in groups of 6 quavers rather than in 4s. There's a good reason why chromatic scales are better played in groups of 6, which will only become clear when you get to do the trickier contrary motion scales at grades 6, 7 and 8. For the time being, just take my word for it, please. The code words that I use when teaching scales will make the learning of them much simpler in the long run. And here, as well as pincers, you'll see that I use the and sign for thumbs. This is because thumbs go under fingers, and under are similar words. And that's the only sentence I can think of where it's possible to say and 3 times in a row. Here it is, played by the right hand. The principle of playing chromatic scales is quite simple. Any black key is going to be played by the middle finger. The white keys, for the most part, are played by the thumbs, with 2 exceptions, where you have 2 white notes without a black note between them. You're going to use what we have already been calling pincers. So pincers go on E and F and on B and C. So we start with our thumbs on D, 3 pincers, 3 and 3 and 3 pincers, 3 thumb. You'll notice that as I played my thumbs on G and A, I said and. That is my code word for putting the thumb under. 1, 3 pincers, 3 and 3 and 3 pincers, 3 thumb. And the way down, 1, 3 pincers. Remember, it's 2-1 on the way down. 3 and 3 and 3 pincers, 2-1, 3, 1. Here's the journey down again. 1, 3 pincers, 3 and 3 and 3 pincers, 3, 1. So the whole scale, 1, 3 pincers, 3 and 3 and 3 pincers, 3, 1. 3 pincers, 3 and 3 and 3 pincers, 3, 1. The left-hand version is no harder, but just be careful on the way up not to cross your pincers. This is what it sounds like. And this is what it looks like in scales books and using my script. Again, with the left-hand chromatic scale, the middle finger plays the black notes and the thumb plays the white notes, except where there are two next to each other, and that's where I play my pincers. So starting with the thumb on D, 1, 3, pincers. 3 and 3 and 3, pincers. 3, 1. Did you notice that when I do the pincers, it is 2-1 on the way up? 1, 3, pincers. 3 and 3 and 3, pincers. 3, 1. And on the way down, 1, 3, pincers. 3 and 3 and 3, pincers. 3, 1. And now the whole scale. 1, 3, pincers. 3 and 3 and 3, pincers. 3, 1. 3 pincers. 3 and 3 and 3, pincers. 3, 1. Well done. You've just played hand-separate one-octave chromatic scales beginning on D, as required by the ABRSM and London College at grade 2. And now we're going to put hands together, starting with both thumbs on the D nearest to middle C, and play the same in contrary motion. What one hand does, the other hand does in mirror action. Both hands play third fingers together, both hands play thumbs together, and both hands play pincers together. This is what it sounds like. And this is how it appears in books. Put both thumbs together on D. Both hands mirror each other. 1, 3, pincers. 3 and 3 and 3, pincers. 3, 1. 3 pincers. 3 and 3 and 3, pincers. 3, 1. On the way out, it's easier, but on the way in, you have to remember that pincers is 2-1 and not this. Which is rather awkward. Make sure it's 2-1 on the way in when you do pincers. Here it is again. 1, 3, pincers. 3 and 3 and 3, pincers. 3, 1, 3 pincers, 3 and 3 and 3 pincers, 3, 1. Well done. You've learnt your first chromatic scales. More on chromatic scales will appear on my website on the dedicated Chromatics page. See you in the next lesson.